Mobafire Challenger Series. I am Rapid, with me is Bert. We're going to be getting into our third game of the night, coming off the back of one of the most epic games I have ever seen. We're going to be getting into Gold Gaming Los Angeles going up against Aware Gaming. Now, Gold Gaming LA, they're currently at the 7th spot in the standings, so already into the playoffs, looking to secure their spot even more. They are kind of down towards the bottom, but Aware Gaming haven't actually had the strongest season, sitting right now at 2-6, looking to bring that back and actually get themselves into contention for that playoff spot. It would put them into a tie for 8th place, which would make some tiebreakers possible and get them even closer. So a lot on the line for Aware as we get into this game for tonight. Moving into our, I believe this is the 5th week of the Mobafire Challenger Series. So MCS, 2 more weeks left until the playoffs, and a lot on the lines for both of these teams.
Yeah, we have a lot going up for Aware Gaming / the old Salad Bar. I mean, they need this win to make sure they can at least get in that tie for that 8th place spot. It's the top 8 seeds that are going to be going into the playoff spot. So just in general, if you want to check that out, you should check out the standings off of the NCEsports.com website. So we'll see how both teams will work out. Bands coming out, Noxus, Bane, Cannon coming from Aware Gaming side, while we have Shen, Renekton, and Twisted Fate coming out from GGLA.
Yeah, I'm still trying to gather my thoughts. If you guys went ahead and checked out my Twitter, I tweeted my analysis of that last game. It was at Rapid Casting, and I said it was basically, and then I just like slammed my face and my hands on my keyboard because WTF, that game was absolutely amazing. And going into what could actually be a pretty intense match, because both of these teams are pretty even across the boards as far as skill levels, and with some very distinctive strategies. We'll get into those as the picks and bans come out. So it's actually kind of interesting going into this game. Aware has kind of had a role swap, or not a role swap, but a roster change. We already talked about XX Faxon replacing DKBnet as one of the best AD carries, bringing in Faxon, working out pretty well, but now Ihamda in the jungle is a really big switch, as that was one of the defining roles of their team. And Ghost Zero actually no longer on the team, bringing in Gandhi Sauce and Achille to try to fill his shoes. So it's a very new roster here for the old Salad Bar, now onto Aware Gaming. So let's see if they can get the job done.
Yeah, we'll see how they will work out. They have that Nami Nami pick going to be locked in. On the other hand, for GGLA, very usual, very standard, except for we're going to have one Richie Rich going to be switching in for GGLA. He's going to be playing that top lane. Richie Rich, in general, for the MCS, has played for Exertus Gaming. He played a little bit just for Exertus Gaming, for Exertus Zeal. Yeah. So we're going to see him play up there in the top lane. Usually we've seen him play Jace, but he's going to maybe play that Rumble, maybe playing that Jace. We'll see what'll happen.
Yeah, Richie Rich, formerly, you guys probably actually saw him during the PAX qualifiers. He was on the Zibop squad, which unfortunately did wind up getting taken down relatively early on. I believe they actually lost to Infinite Odds, a team that we saw in the very first game of the day. But so we're here at picks and bans. Bans pretty standard there. You don't want to give Renekton away. Top lane has always been a strength for the Salad Bar, and I'm going to call them the Salad Bar. They are now known as Aware Gaming. Kind of interchangeable, but slip-ups along the way. But yeah, lineup locked in. Richie Rich gonna grab away at Rumble, and if you're a little bit familiar with Richie Rich, he has a very, very strong top lane lineup. That's why there's a Renekton ban, not so you don't give it away, but also because if you don't ban it out, they're gonna pick it away from Richie Rich. So locking in the jungle Lee Sin, Wappa Chang, probably gonna be on that one, and the Ashe locked in, a little bit interesting because traditionally, I mean, even though Easy, known for playing Easy, for playing Ezreal, so that's a pretty good Ashe there. Ari as well. So locking both of those in there is some very good. I mean, Ulam will be playing the Ashe, and Easy will be playing as Ari, something that's been a really big sort of anchor for GGLA. Kind of interesting to see Aware Gaming give away that very, very strong pick that GGLA love to build team comps around.
Yeah, we do have a lot of single target initiation coming out from the Enchanted Crystal Arrow and the Charm coming out from GGLA. And they're going to tie that in with Richie Rich's Equalizer, or even Wappa Chang going insect style, going behind the lines and kicking them into the team. So it'll be very interesting if we can see some Ashe arrows get locked in, or if we can see Easy hit in some charms. But if everything goes the other way, it'll be a very bad time for GGLA. So a lot going on online for both carries for GGLA, and we'll see how that will happen. On the other hand, Twitch going to be locked in. We've been seeing Twitch very, very strong from all these games, and we're going to see if Faxing can do a little bit of Flappy Bearfish hashtag Twitch mechanics for that one, and hopefully we'll see if that will happen up for the team who has quite a bit of very good damage output.
Now
Aware Gaming.
Bunny Fufu, last pick and fourth pick to come out here for GGLA, has an incredibly wide roster of support champions under his belt. You'd never expect to see some of them. Probably his strongest is actually support Morgana. It's not a sentence I would ever say before, but he can also play that support Zillion. He was alternating between them. This time around, going to be going with Zyra. Either way, you have to have some way to keep people off your AD carry. For Morgana, it's the Black Shield, preventing that CC. But for Zyra, actually just saw a huge performance from Nubby Pooh Bear's AP Zyra. It's going to be a little bit more of a supportive role for GGLA. The lock-in on Rise, very surprising from Aware Gaming. They, with the changes for Rise, you're taking like 50, 75, 100 range off of some of his spells. Give him that move speed back, but it's still a pretty sizable nerf to that champion. It goes from being one of the strongest to one that I'm not actually expecting to see picked all that often. But it's going to be here on Aware. We'll see if they can get the job done.
Yeah, the nerfs to Rise is going to be very, very interesting to see how the actual game will go about. And Achille going to be playing that Rise, I don't know. I mean, you can't really room prison over the wall so much anymore. And yeah, it's going to be very important for Rise to get that early game just push. But overall, it's still building up as a tank, the AP tank that does a lot of damage. It's really very interesting to see if Rise can get there. But will they rise up? We'll see.
All right. Well, we are going to get into our 3-minute spectator delay. I don't know how to respond to that. That's too good, Bird. This is why we bring in only the best of the talent. You're supposed to leave the horrible puns of damage to me, man. All right. Well, getting back into the champion lineups, I have a little bit of time to talk about these huge engage. You got Ash Arrow coming in off the follow-up from Easy's Charms. Now, it's a very big pick composition from GGLA, and this is actually what gave them one of their most impressive wins of the season versus New World Eclipse last week. If you guys didn't know about NW, you've probably heard of them over the weekend, smashing through the PAX qualifiers for LCS. Very, very dominant performance from them, and that's probably where you would have heard of them before. They beat the Nick Wu Tang clan and Reality Check Gaming to get into the top 4, and going on here tonight, I mean, GGLA, they're going to bring a huge catch lineup, but it's going to be up to Aware to A, not get caught out, and B, be able to prepare what is going to be a very team fight oriented ult the Twitch kind of strategy for them. So we'll have that coming out for you guys in just a second. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, it's going to be Aware Gaming taking on Gold Gaming Los Angeles in the 3rd game of the night when MCS returns. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna throw a quick commercial break, and do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. It's iBuyPower. I was about to say Aware Gaming. They're playing, not sponsoring. Razor Academy and Fatality Gaming Gear. And if you guys want to help sponsor us, you can go over to mcsesports.com/tips and donate a little bit towards the production or towards the casters of your choice. Thanks for watching. Like I said, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mobafire Challenger Series. I am Rapid. With me is Bird, and we're going to be getting into our third game of the day. It's going to be Aware Gaming in the blue taking on Gold Gaming Los Angeles in the purple. So to start out the game, I do want to welcome you back if you're just now joining us, and thanks for tuning in to the Mobafire Challenger Series MCS Week 5. 2 more weeks until the playoffs, and both of these teams can go up or down either way, so a lot on the lines for Aware and GGLA.
Yeah, we're going to be starting out the pink, starting up with GGLA. They're going to go try to ward out, making sure that they're going to be able to defend out their own little brushes so they don't get invaded upon, because again, we're going to talk about level 1 invades. Aware Gaming does have a pretty strong comp in the sense that they can catch out one person if they are alone. So GGLA, they're gonna go form up, make sure they can defend well. And J4 gonna go throw a Demacian stand to make sure that he doesn't face track that bush.
All right, no crazy level 1s this time around. Deep ward placed, so mission accomplished there for Aware Gaming. They do have the ward coverage that they need. They weren't actually looking for a crazy fight, because you can notice they actually sent Faxon down towards the bottom half of the map to watch for a red buff invade. Still, wards out for both teams. They're gonna be pretty content for now, excuse me, but when you want to look at the early game, still a lot of invade potential, especially onto that blue buff for Aware.
Yeah, and Aware Gaming also could just wait out for another just blue take, because they know a little bit that Lee's in somewhere around. We're going to try to see if Lee, if he takes over the red, he's going to rush over the blue, or in the vice versa area with Lee taking the red first. They know that blue is going to be coming up pretty soon, so Aware Gaming having that little bit of extra information, they're going to be able to make a play, maybe, to start up this game.
Aware traditionally more of a defensive start to most of their games. They, well, back in the olden days, with their old lineup, Ghost Zero pretty much used to camp mid, get Eham the fed, and you'd play very big poking champions like Xerath, like Gragas, and you just get them fed, and then they'd go for crazy turret pushes. They really knew how to execute that strategy. This time around, a little bit of a different way to start out the game. It's going to be Ehamda and Red looking to go top, and Red start for Wapa Chang as well. Young Richie Rich up to the top lane on that rumble to go against Yorick. It's going to be kind of interesting, but Bunny Fufu and Ulam going to go ahead, get the crit cheese, the volley coming out from the bush. Not going to get any kills, but pushing Faxon and Arxie Slash out of lane really, really badly. Not quite what you were looking for from the crit volley combo into Stranglethorns, but or into the Grasping Roost rather. But still, strong start for that bottom lane. Top lane, you can see Gandhi Sauce is doing pretty well against Richie Rich.
Yeah, Gandhi's going to have a pretty favorable matchup, at least till about level 4. Both are big lane bullies, Rumble and York respectively, but you have the York goals coming out from Gandhi Sauce. So Gandhi's going to have a little bit of extra DPS while attacking in onto Rumble. So Rumble's going to play a little bit carefully for at least a little bit of early go. But Rumble can really power through that mid game, and we'll see if Richie Rich can just equalize and hold down the fort over top lane.
3-man gang, top lane. We got Killy, Andy, Hamda, and Richie Rich. Flashes underneath his turret, the standard, the Dragon Drag underneath, the damage to come out, flash out Hamda. Gets away alive. The 3-minute 3-man under the turret. Aware Camping, you're not playing around.
That was kind of reminiscent of some Empire moves right there from the old Gambit Gaming / Moscow 5 days. Just 3-man diving before level 2. That was just very, very crazy play coming out. So we see Aware Gaming playing a little bit more aggressively, doing a pretty good job off of that one.
Yeah, a huge play is going to give them a very early first blood kill going away to Yorick. So you can see him coming back to lane. Doran's Blade, and that's Tear of the Goddess. Now completed, gonna get that stacked up very, very early on. And the death to Rumble means he only comes back to lane with consumables, that ward and potions in his inventory. Gonna have a little bit of a rough time. The abuse gonna start to pile on from Yorick, at least right now. Ulam taking a little bit of pain. The slows go down. The flash out. Arxie slashing as well, but it's Faxon to pick up the first kill. Buddy Fufu onto Hamda, or vice versa there. Gonna back off for now, but even still, very, very good aggression. Gonna bring a 2-0 advantage very early on for Aware Gaming. Q lands, Wapa Chang double buffs are on, just gets the Q damage. Back on out to the ward. Knockup come down. Faxon wants to chase, but not into Bunny Fufu.
Nah, they shouldn't be like pushing this hard, but they're gonna try to push their advantage. Meanwhile, over at top lane, Sauce is still doing his thing, just punishing Richie Rich for even engaging it in. But really important, that level 1, not invade, but at least that vision, gave the chance and opportunity to eHamda to really make those plays over at top lane and over at bot. Although they didn't really see Wapacheng take over that red buff, they knew that he was in the area that he took it. That means he, well, had that chance, had that opportunity, made sure that, well, eHamda could go in for that 3-minute gank. Vice versa, over at bottom lane with that gank over at the bot onto Ashe, he just took advantage of where Lee Sin was placed. So very smart take, and we see what he's gonna miss out.
No knock up on that flag and drag. I was like, I'm a little bit skeptical, but you know what? Still a Wraith Steal gonna come out of that for eHamda. Easy, not having too hard a time. Too difficult a time, I guess I should say. In the middle lane versus Achille, the range really giving Ahri sizable advantage there. Doran's Blade start for Lee Sin means he's going to be pretty strong, but he can find out eHamda in this tri-bush, getting some damage down. No red buffs for either one of those junglers, but the damage coming in means Sauce going to have to come in for a little bit of bodyguard duty.
Yeah, we're going to see everyone back away from that one. For now, 2-0 on the kill score right now. And at Wear Gaming, they have this small advantage. I mean, you see Rise starting up a little bit. We see Faxon a little bit caught. Hopefully he will get taken out, or will he get alive?
Yeah, Faxon's going to be safe for now, able to stealth away there, but keep in mind the pink ward really allowing him to do that with impunity. He doesn't have to worry about any counter pinks. You know, there is one in the inventory. Bunny Fufu going to throw that one down when GGL really want to go in on to Faxon. Slow out there from the volley, as is not all that difficult.
And we do see some trading still coming up over in the bottom lane. I do like the Twitch Nami more than the Ashe Zyra, even though both have very good DPS potential. Ashe, not so much in the early game. Mid game, very strong duelist. But early game, I mean, volley is off on I think about 13-second cooldown on rank 1. Rank 2 goes a little bit lower. Can't trade as efficiently as much as Twitch can. But if Twitch does get caught out in a volley crit combo, it's going to be a very bad trade. So overall, both have their advantages and disadvantages. I still give it to Twitch and Nami at the bottom lane.
All in on to Sauce in the top lane. Apologies for the mute there, but only taking him down to half HP. He's going to be able to get his health right back on up there. Richie Rich just kind of desperate to make something happen. Needs to go back to base. We'll be able to head on back there. Only a Doran's shield, but with enough gold in his inventory, pick up the components for a... There we go, Haunting Guise coming his way. Can go back on up to lane with some extra consumables. No kills for a good 3-4 minutes, so the game kind of slowing down here. But like you were talking about this dual lane, it's Ashe Zyra versus Twitch Nami. Both, I mean, you want a lot of poke, a lot of range from Ashe Zyra. Very high auto attack ranges there. But the engage, the CC, the burst, the initiation from Twitch Nami just a little bit stronger. So very difficult positioning advantages down there for Aware Gaming. When you look at the way that the mid lane is going, it's not all that different. I mean, we saw a gank there, but nothing coming out of that. A little bit of a CS advantage, though. Ahri up about 15, and like we talked about, that top lane, early first blood, definitely gonna have a big effect there.
Both are tier stackers with both York and Rise. Rise needs a lot of mana to do all the damage, but also be that strong tank, strong damager as well. So Achilles is going to naturally have a little bit less CS than what Ahri can bring out, because Ahri is going to have a little bit more early game damage. On the other hand, for York, with that first blood kill, gave up a little bit of, or is going to give more pressure to that top line, because he's going to build that Muramana first, or Manamune first. So he's going to keep on this damage, although he's going to be very tanky in the mid game go. It's going to be very dangerous for Richie Rich. So Richie Rich is going to need some help from Lee Sin. So Wapacheng will have to help out in top lane, get some early aggression, hopefully, and we'll see if Remo can come back on this one. Because right now, even though it's just one kill can mean a lot for a solo laner at top.
Now, double Dorans for both the jungler and AD carry. Pretty standard on Ashe, but a little bit of an interesting way of playing that Lee Sin. I have a little bit of a pause here, so I'm going to fix up Wapacheng's internet connection while we go on to a little bit more discussion about what we're starting to see out as far as items are concerned. Negatron Cloak from Ganisas's Yorick up there in the top lane. He's going to be a little bit invincible to this early game Rumble damage, especially that one kill really kind of setting Rumble behind. Richie Rich ahead 3 CS, but down the real gold that he needs to be able to stand up against this Yorick itemization.
Yeah, we'll see if Rumble can keep up. He's going to be, like you said, hunting guy is going to be building into possibly the Andres first, or maybe even going to these ancient or Spirit of Ancient Wraith. I don't totally remember it because not a lot of people build that anymore other than Vladimir. But we'll see how that top lane matchup will actually finish up. Just that mid lane matchup, Ahri and Ryze, 77-59. Ahri should be able to take over that advantage really soon. We'll see if she can actually do anything with her CS lead plus gold lead over at that mid lane.
And so big plays about to be made bottom lane. You can see that Wapachang is there. The birds coming out there from Ulam is going to be able to get the initiation, the flash straight backwards. Not quite where you want to flash against an Ash Arrow. And a nice hawk shot to start that off. Just revealed, hey, everything's good to go. Pink Ward's being counted out there in the bush. And this will be a pretty free dragon set up. Ryze in the mid lane, Achille going down off of a nice rope. Richie Rich recognizing, hey, if you can't get it done in your lane, you roam somewhere else. And off of a huge equalizer, a nice taunt landing there from Easy, able to pick up that kill and a pretty free dragon, like I mentioned, off the back of that GGLA. The plays evening up the kills and picking up the first global objective. And that Baron going down around the 10-minute mark.
Very smart plays coming out from GGLA. First going on to the bottom lane. Very smart arrow coming in. Unfortunately, Twitch dodged out the wrong way. Got shot out for his transgressions, and so we saw that. Then Rich coming in, gets a beautiful equalizer onto Ryze. Ryze has move speed. I mean, that's the new Ryze, but doesn't really have that much escape, and that's pretty much been Ryze in general. So taking that one down for that Ahri and Rich combo, really helpful. Plus the dragon, you know, global gold is a very good thing. GGLA does come out really ahead from that one.
Back into a little bit of a slower phase of the game. All that aggression, all the kills, going to be resulting in some pretty heavy itemization, mostly for Ashe. That BF sword coming out there for Ulam. Interesting to see, he's not going for any sort of a frost shot max for some initiation and slows. Pretty standard, just maxing out that volley with 4 points in that. I guess you can consider most of the specs pretty standard across the board. Maxing Orb of Deception, then Foxfire for Easy. You can see that rumble up in the top lane. Richie Rich just maxing out the pushing power of that Flame Spitter. Just able to get in there with the kill in the mid lane. And coming back in here top lane. Pressure coming down from Wapachang.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to see all the pressure coming up from top and mid. I mean, GLA are trying to take their advantages with that gold advantage coming out from mid, especially. Going to have that needlessly large rod coming out from Ahri. Probably going to be building the def cap really early, or DFG, which should be the component going to be bursted in onto the carriers at bottom. So we're going to see a lot of pressure about to come up from this bottom lane. I mean, we've been seeing on the map a lot of ward coverage over at Dragon and Tribrush for GLA. So we'll see if they can keep it up. Make sure they can probably deny this faction.
Now, if you guys have actually been watching some of the LOL summer lessons coming out of Riot Games Korea, very informative. And they talked about in this episode, I think it was Faker and Rapid Star, about how you're supposed to roam as a mid laner. I haven't really been seeing that, and very, very good roamers on both sides. A little bit more favorable for RH and get those burst assassinations down. Probably going to be, like you said, looking for that bottom roam. But so you can see her taking those jungle creeps, just trying to get the CS up about 15 ahead of Achille. Able to CS pretty well underneath the turret. We'll keep that pretty safe for now. Big itemization for both champions. Achille going to go back and look to work on his Rod of Ages. Not quite there yet, but bottom lane, it's Arxley Slash going to go down to a huge gank. Wapachang able to pick that one up and back on out. Faxon could never really get in there as soon as the Q lands from Lee Sin. The follow-up there from Ulam. Nice enchanted Crystal Arrow. Solidify the kill. Top lane, though, the aggression once again. Richie Rich going on to Ganisas, unable to deal damage. Not where you want to be as Rumble.
Yeah, Richie Rich gonna have to back away from this one. And yeah, like we said, bottom lane roam would be good, but Wapachang has been doing a really smart job to just get Ulam those cheeky kills, easy kills with just the enchanted Crystal Arrow going onto the support or going onto Twitch as well. So very, very good things coming out from GGLA in the sense that they're getting their champions that need to be carried to get more gold. So that's one thing, but also providing a lot of zone and a lot of control, where J4 has been pretty much doing that in the beginning. He hasn't really kept up with that control, so we'll see if E Honda can come back in, provide some pressure, while Lee Sin and Richie Rich might be looking for a dive over top.
All right, well, keep in mind, I mean, damage bottom lane. Stranglethorn's going out, gonna pop the knockup onto Faxon, but Nova scouting out there. It is a pink ward. They can go back in on this, but the flash in from E Honda, knockup and the dunk on top of Ulam. Damage and the expunge for the kill. Faxon taking that one down. Bunny Fufu underneath the turret. The red buff down, force the flash out from Zyrus. There's mid turret range. We'll be able to get back on out of there alive, but evens up the kills at 3-3.
Very good job by E Honda and Faxon, really rocking in, making sure that they can get that turret as well possibly, because they did take out Ulam. Mobafire gonna take a red, and overall, very, very strong gank coming in from Aware Gaming.
Yeah, the ganks, the pressure bottom lane at all times. You can see kind of a support Ashe down there. Ulam not having the best day. 100 CS, yes, but 0-2-2. Not really what you're looking for. Akili will the taunt land. No flashes out in the last bit of damage. Easy, breaking both Rise and my vocal cords simultaneously. To take down the middle turret off the back at that first turret of the game for GGLA will fall in that mid lane, tying it up at 1-1.
And that mid lane turret push could be the case for Easy to actually roam down or roam up into top lane or bottom lane respectively. So, I mean, Easy has had this chance and opportunity for quite a bit, just first on Rise, just uses it now. We'll see if Easy can keep on that advantage. On the other hand, Rise now not having the turret, gonna have that Rada Aegis built out, gonna be having that spear up as well. We'll see if he can finish it up.
Oh, the insect flash, no ward necessary. Yoracle gonna keep him alive a little bit longer, but Wapachang just tanking things up. Dive coming in easy along for the kill. Can they take out Gandhi Sauce? Last hit by Wapachang. Able to pick things up. Richie Rich still a 3-man dive, gets out with 200 HP, so coordination maybe a little bit to work on, but the dive successful nonetheless. GGLA kind of repaying that early 3-man dive from Aware at like level 2 on Richie Rich.
Very, very strong gank coming out from both teams. And again, Easy wanted to make that roam up. He did, and made sure that that kill coming into play. Although I felt that Wapachang was able to finish up the kill. It did not happen there.
All right, so we're 2 for 2 as far as dive successes are concerned. But now it's Wapachang trying to get away with the shutdown coming out from the expunge. Faxon gonna be able to pick that one off. Nice catch there in the jungle. A little bit low, never went back to base. Now Wapachang be picking up his ninja tab by 3-1-0. As well as looking for that emblem of valor. Richie Rich coming in here, but no equalizer for 20 seconds. Enchanted Crystal Arrow through the uprights. 3 points for Ulam there, but no points, says Yaham. They're gonna get a lot of damage going down. GGLA just coming in, cleaning up right off the back of this. Easy, getting the flash on there, but no damage. Right as I say no damage, the auto-targeting from Easy kicks in, picks himself up, an equally easy kill onto Faxon, and a great job by GGLA pushing Aware away.
Yeah, that Dragon Take was a little presumptuous. I mean, they did lose out onto the jungler, but they had everybody still pretty healthy. And unfortunately for the team of Aware Gaming, they lost their Dragon. They lost a lot of kills off of that one, and they fed Ari quite a bit. So we'll see how this will come back into fruition. Aware Gaming still, I mean, they have a really good lane game comp with that Twitch and Rise. They're gonna have to use that advantage maybe to stall out for this mid game go.
All right, well, we're going to get into, like you said, a little bit of that mid-game, starting to get in on to the 20-minute mark. Dragon will be respawning here in about 6 minutes. It was just taken away. It did go over to GGLA. So you can see both Dragons going their way. Wapachang picking up both of those. Actually, it was Ulam to get the last hit at that time around. Global objectives in favor, 3-1. As far as, Turrets and Dragons concerned for GGLA. Starting to get the strength, especially in that Ahri. We're talking about it in picks and bans. Giving Easy Ahri just makes the game a little bit too easy for him. The roam coming out. Deathfire Grasp, the first item completed. Nice, sexy little new icon there for Easy. Really with his ultimate almost always available. An 80-second cooldown. Be able to get kills in mid, but really looking to roam like we were talking about. And going away for a blue buff of his own is warded out, so knowledge for that over to Aware.
Yeah, definitely coming out for Aware Gaming. I mean, they have the knowledge, but I don't think they have the kills right now to really press any issues. While on the other hand, GGLA, they have easy going to be getting out that blue buff. We're probably going to see another roam coming out, possibly the top lane, and we'll probably see some good games coming out from both teams. At the moment, though, Aware Gaming just farming up. We have this slowdown again for GGLA as well. I feel like GGLA is playing a little too passive for my liking, especially with where Ari is in her item belt.
And so mid lane very strong for GGLA, and off the back of that you can see a lot of strength in the jungle too. Wabachang 3-1 and 0 really took a lot of those kills in the bottom lane. You can see 3 assists on Ulam's Ashe, so playing a little bit of support Ashe, even still able to get things on as far as itemization is concerned. Infinity Edge now completed, and just up Blade of the Ruined King on Twitch means he's stronger in 1v1. Sustained DPS definitely gonna go to GGLA.
Yeah, and we'll see if GGLA will push upon that. But overall, for Aware Gaming, what they need to do, like you said, with both Twitch and Rise, try to get them back into this game, make sure they can keep up. I mean, Twitch has been keeping up. 3-2-0, has 172 CS. Going to be building into, I'm guessing, Last Whisper, but possibly even a Infinity Edge. So that's one thing. On the other hand, Rise is going to be building up to a Banshee's field really early as well. So that's going to be very dangerous, especially with a lot of AP coming out from Ari, a lot of AP coming out from Richie Riches as well. Rise is going to be able to tank up a lot of the damage, and wouldn't be really surprising once the Banshee's field is actually built that Aware Gaming would be able to win out the team fight. But they have to protect the carries. They have to make sure that Yorick gets ult onto the Twitch to make sure that he can keep up that damage as well. So a lot of things have to go right for Aware Gaming. GLA, they have a lot of things going good for them right now.
Yeah, it will be the Infinity Edge by, not quite out, but on the way from Faxon, who's saving up for that. So BF Sword in the inventory. I mean, that's going for a little bit of Infinity Edge of his own, but not quite where he needs to be. Bottom turret now will go down. Second turret taken out there for GGLA, and a lot of pressure bottom. 3 men down there. Looking for the engagement. Really nobody around by for Aware. They're going to rotate Gandhi Sauce down there as we look for the strength in their dual lane. Try to push things out in the top, but I mean, Richie's actually started to get pretty powerful. Sorcerer's Shoes and Leander's Torment for the burn and double magic penetration items, and be able to burst down Faxon, the overextension, the equalizer coming out, the damage, the ignite coming down as well, but the barrier forced to flash out from Richie Rich. Damage, no expunge, but the spray and pray out forces him out. No all in. As you can see immediately, Faxon getting off of that equalizer, turning the tides, making it a little bit less equal.
Yeah, Faxon's going to be able to take over that turret. Very smart play for Faxon. They actually still re-engage onto Richie Rich. Richie Rich thought you could kill him really fast. Barrier proved that, you know, you can't really penetrate through all the shields, and unfortunately for this bottom lane over here for Aware Gaming, it's getting pressed upon, but not going to be taken down. So overall, very good take for Aware Gaming, both taking up 2 turrets over in the top lane.
Yeah, 2 for Aware means that really the pressure is on to this bottom push. GGLA were not as successful, and right off the back of that, turning things around as far as turret count is concerned. Now 3-2 in favor of Aware, able to get those global objectives back, but a little bit of initiation. Wapachang unable to land the resonating strike there out onto Faxon. And Richie Rich to take the damage, trying to get away. Scrap shield coming out. Ulam from the mid lane. Damage is there. Wapachang, what are you doing? Get on out of here, man. Easy. Coming in for the damage. The taunt lands onto Achille. Will we actually see the ult into 3 people? Probably not 4 now. Honda coming in. Great convergence there by Aware.
It was a very smart play, but GGLA are going to try to trade this off. Gandhi Sauce is going to be taking a lot of damage from this duo over at bot, and GGLA should be able to take out turret for that kill. Overall, Richie Rich wasn't going to be able to get out of that one alive. Easy tried to burn down onto Rise, but with that Negatron cloak and the new magic resistances coming up for all those items, it's unfortunately not going to be enough. So we're going to see what Easy really targets down, but it shouldn't be that Rise. A little bit too tanky, even for a 1-2 burst of Ari.
Mid lane, we got the arrow landing and on Ihan. The Wapachang looking for the kick back into the team. actually not necessary, so he's going to save that for now. Goes for the last hit. Wappa stealing away a lot of these kills that really do want to see there onto Ash. 0, 2, and 4. Not quite that good as good at last hitting, but hey, if I had to pick somebody good at last hitting, Jungler's a pretty good place to pick that as the third dragon of the game here. Going over to GGLA, trying to take it away. Gandhi Sauce getting in there. Wappa Chang trying to finish with the engage. Absolutely monstrous. It will be Zyra looking to fall next after an almost immediate explosion. Ulam going down. Damage to come out, but it's Wappa Chang getting away. Throws down the Q to land over onto the blue buff. Dragon actually killed in that fight. Wappa picking it up for the third global objective. That dragon going away for the third time to GGLA. Easy, really not as effective as I expected to see there. A 1-for-0 exchange in favor of Aware, now pushing on to this middle turret.
They should be able to take this one down. Easy going to try to zone in from this one, but Wappa Chang, I mean, had the right mindset, I would say, getting global objective, getting that dragon, but yeah, Ash kind of got caught in between of everything in a rock place, or in a hard place, and literally was in the middle of the whole team of Wargaming. Wargaming said, okay, can't take dragon, we'll just take this Ash instead. And Ash 0-3-4, building an average play to go into that static shift really soon. It might be able to get him back into this game, but Ash really needs to get some gold.
Yeah, Ash, I don't know if Hawk Shot maxing is really where we're looking this week. You see both volley and Frost Shot max, so nothing too crazy happening there. I remember DKBnet, the old AD carry for Aware Gaming. Every time he'd play Ash, sometimes he would go for a Hawk Shot max and then just play for late game, really accelerate his item build, but nothing quite that cheesy this time around for Ulam. Just going for standard builds, but like I said, not really able to pick up any of these kills. Kind of stacking up onto jungle and mid lane for GGLA. Static Shiv is the buy for Ash, as it's going to front load a little bit of the damage. It can crit, so it's a great buy on Ash because you can get an auto crit that does stack up there with the Static Shiv lightning proc. So the upside is that it's also really kind of cheap, and it's a lot more of a pushing kind of mid game item. Phantom Dancer is what you're looking for late game. But like I said, working out on Ash. And kind of going a little bit of the sneaky Castro build from Cloud9. He loves building that Static Shiv.
Yeah, Static Shiv for Ash is just 1-2 bread and butter. Pretty much Ash just builds off a crit, builds off the damage, but with that crit and that whole Gandhi Sauce.
Top lane, yeah, Gandhi Sauce getting kicked back into the team. Yorko will go down, it's gonna be alive, but not for long. Second life, not as fun play as he might have expected. Middle lane, Aware gonna go for a counter push. They do lose one member. We'll be on to this middle turret. We'll be able to take that one down. Fourth turret of the game if they want to finish it. Taken down, and there it goes. Still 3,000 gold disadvantage for Aware as they back on off from mid.
Yeah, we're gonna see what Aware Gaming can really do. They're gonna try to catch onto this. Easy gonna get picked off, or Faction gonna turn it around.
Yeah, Hamza in there for the kill. Now it's going to be the shutdown, but still no kill on Faction in the back, dishing out all that damage. Ulam comes in, but gets hit by the nice Aqua Prism, almost a double bubble, but not quite enough knockup from Hamza. He's going to get taken out. GGLA all over the AD carry. Not going to let Ulam get taken out just yet. Faction now in the danger zone. So is Richie Rich, and the extra damage there, able to take him down.
A very, very cute take from GGLA, making sure that they could catch on to Twitch, but unfortunately Ari fell down at first. But then Twitch returned back, tried to get some more damage down. Noticed that his ultimate was off, and then everyone still went in for Aware Gaming. So it was like a give and go take for both teams, but GGLA still came up ahead of that one, especially with that second middle turret going down.
All right, so that's going to tie things up 4-4 in turrets. Pretty even across the board. 2 top lane gone for GGLA, 2 bottom gone for Aware. And when you're looking for Aware, the strength's coming out at bottom lane, the Twitch, Infinity Edge, Blade of the Ruined King, and now a Negatron Cloak. Looking to really avoid a lot of that damage coming out from Ari, but just in time. Death Cap Void Staff now completed. That's going to be pretty effective at denying any of that resistances. Any of those resistances starting to be stacked out. Spear Visage completed onto both Rise and Yorick, and then another Negatron Cloak there. You can see they kind of figured out who's doing the damage for GGLA.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of magic resist gonna be used up onto the team of Aware Gaming, making sure that they can well, protect themselves for that. While on the other hand, not a lot of resistances being built up from GGLA at the moment. They're still lacking in damage department, especially with the Ashe. Even though she has Infinity Edge and Static Shifts built out, it's still not really comparing to where Twitch is at the moment. Even building into maybe well, some major stuff coming out in play. So yeah, we still need the Ashe to come back into the game. Hopefully, Olum can make sure that she can get that Ashe arrow coming in, but actually contribute with damage as well. On the other hand, Aware Gaming, they all just need to group up, make sure they can get the right takes in that backline, and making sure they can take out easy in the beginning of everything.
Nice buy there on Ihamda, the Hex Trigger being popped there. Able to get away from that aggression. That's going to be pretty much the entire combo blown for easy. Getting in on there, but let's have his activatable items coming up a little bit faster thanks to the 9 points in utility. Blue buff as well, going to help him keep those cooldowns nice and low. It is about 40 seconds until his ultimate back online. And, attempted assassination attempt is just that, not quite successful. So with that down, a lot of power taken away from GGLA, and you can see response from that from Aware in the push on to Bunny Fufu. Trying to escape, will be able to make it back to Ulam. Now the slow is coming in from the Ashe Arrow, flash out from Gotti Sauce, lands onto Achille. The turnaround from Yorick, still wanting to get in on here, but the auto crit's a little bit too strong. Coming out from Ulam, turning it around. GGLA just looking to defend off of a pretty decent push there from Aware, nothing coming off of it though.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take over this dragon pretty easily as well. So GGLA going to push that. We're going to see a base rage trade possibly. Aware Gaming trying to get that middle second turret. We're probably going to see an engage. Even though Ulam's ult is down before the pause comes in play, they can still do a lot of pickoffs. So that's very, very dangerous.
All right, now, yeah, a little bit of lag there from Arxie Slash, and this is the moment where the Salad Bar, aka Aware Gaming, really have to take stock of the situation. Dragon taken, and now GGLA turning back towards their middle turret. It's going to be up to the guys from Aware Gaming to either turn this around. I mean, keep in mind, Enchanted Crystal Arrow not up. A few seconds until Spirit Rush is up on easy on that Ari. The GGLA, they have what they need to get the engagement here onto Aware Gaming. Aware want to push it onto this turret, do not want to get sandwiched between the turret and the team here for GGLA.
Yeah, especially from the last team fight, GGLA, even though they lost their big damage hitter with Easy, they still got a lot of kills done. So Aware Gaming, they might need to back off from this one towards the top side. But we'll see what'll come about. It is all getting ready, and we're about to go for this one.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump back to live almost immediately because this is going to be one crazy initiation. If they decide to go for it, as is, Aware going to back on off for now. Twitch stealthing out. No engagement just yet.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Aware Gaming playing very passively because they are pretty behind on the sense that, yeah, they have good damage coming out from Rise and Twitch, but they can't really protect it. And on the other hand, Easy can just murder the backline. So that's going to be very, very precautious for the team of Aware Gaming. But on the other hand, GGLA, they're playing a little too passive, and they've been playing passive pretty much throughout of this. I mean, it's not my decision to say, yes, they should play aggressive all the time, but something in the sense that, yeah, EC was 4-0-0 about 18 minutes. It's 31 minutes in, and he's 4-1-5. You probably could have done a little bit more in the map to keep up the aggression, but overall, still the team is still ahead. So, I mean, do or say 50-50, still looking at GGLA at this winning side, at least at the moment.
Yeah, very big problem here for GGLA is that as this game scales up, Aware Gaming are going to scale along with it. The Rise lockdown into Twitch damage from the back, and keep in mind it's undeniable Twitch damage because you just threw down the Yorick ult on Twitch and he has that second life available. So I don't know, as the game progresses, Aware, they have a lot of lockdown and a lot of potential for just some AoE spray and pray. But GGLA, with the strength where they need it, Rumble with that Rylai's Crystal Scepter and Leandre's Torment completed triple items onto Easy. He's actually saving up for what could be a Zonya's Hourglass coming out next. hasn't quite gone back to buy up his next needlessly large rod. But I don't know. This mid game is where GGLA are just so incredibly strong. But as we get on 45-50 minutes, the lineup from Aware Gaming gonna start to scale up, and we could see some very strong forcing of objectives from them.
It's one of those things when you pick a York or pick a Rise, you're playing for that late game, mid to late game combo. And yeah, it's a thing for casters or just anyone that's spectating. It's going to be really, really tough at the long game. So Aware Gaming, they know their advantages. They want to keep it going like this, and they want to keep on just passively pushing just whenever they can, but they can't get caught out like this.
Oh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow locking down. Artsy Slash throws down the heal, but will go down. Ganisa's gonna get locked down. Ulam to dish out the damage. Not actually able to pick up the kill, but it's Richie Rich gonna get blown apart. The flash out from Achille. He is from beyond the grave currently, getting that Yorick ult for a little bit of extra life, but still, it's a 2-for-1. Richie Rich going down, but now it's the double for Easy, taking out XX Faxon. 3 as Gandhi Sauce did not go down there, gonna back behind enemy lines, but a very strong push. GGLA with a huge engage off of an equally large Ash Hero. Ulam just kind of shoving that down onto I think it was Arxie Slash forced to flash away there at the very beginning, and now going in for the first inhibitor of the game, gonna go down to GGLA.
Yeah, GGLA just needed that one engagement, and they have the perfect initiation coming out from Ulam or Easy. This time it was Ulam getting that perfect ult in onto that support. Unfortunately, the support did die down at the end of everything with that equalizer. So very, very smart. Just 1-2 combo coming out from both Rich and Ulam, which just came up in the end with that inhibitor at bot.
So now, if you're aware, you lost that inhibitor bottom lane, you don't really have a very strong split pusher, no teleports or anything like that available, so you're just gonna have to rely on shoving out that bottom lane and then going in for maybe a push down mid, and you can see that's exactly where they are, but Honda gonna get initiated on blown apart. Easy, looking for even more damage. Abyssal Scepter the completion, and off of one Spirit Rush, 2 kills come the way of GGLA, now 8-18. Starting to get this snowball rolling, heading over to Baron rather. Dragon in the opposite direction of where they are headed.
Yeah, GGLA just didn't have that initiation, and they said that they want to play a little bit more aggressively. They are proving that at the moment. They're going to be able to take over this Baron. Everybody from Aware Gaming is pushing up mid. They just lost 2 people. This might not be the smartest of decisions.
Yeah, pushing in onto there. I mean, Baron buff is down. Gandhi-san is going to try to get away. He's extremely tanky. Is he tanky enough? The rest of Aware Gaming trying to get away as fast as they can. Going for a blue buff steal on their way. I don't know about that decision. The flash back in after the Q lands, kicking Faxon away, but it's Richie Rich who actually leaves. He's DC'd. He's walking back to base. It's a 4v5, but still going GGLA's way. Faxon to take a ton of damage. The crits high and mighty. Ulam gonna be dropping out XX Faxon as soon as we unpause. Rumble not even necessary for this team fight. GGLA just stomping across Aware Gaming. I mean, it's still 4v5, so not the position you want to be in, but Wapach or Ehamda back in base, as well as Arxie Slash. It's really just GGLA catching out XX Faxon, and looks like Achille will be able to make it out alive. Not quite so lucky where they're at.
Yeah, we're going to see the Rat probably go down from this, or he already went down. He's going to go down yet again with Ulam and Wapachang. Faxon doesn't have any other damage dealing abilities other than possibly Expunge, but yeah, his pork sound, so I don't think he's going to trade off a kill with Ulam. Overall, GGLA just using their comp to advantage. Again, single target CC is very strong if you can land it in. Ulam and Easy now locked in, being those marksmen and mages in this game, so very cool to see GGLA pushing their advantages. Aware Gaming, now that they know that GGLA is trying to just pick them off 1v1, they've tried to push as a team, they kind of got caught down as a single target focus. They're going to need to probably just split push. Even though that you said they don't have a really good split push team, but they need to do something other than try to group up, because they're not going to win all these engagements if Ulam lands or Easy lands with their ultimate or their CC.
All right, well, we're gonna get Rumble back in the game. Richie Rich decided to take a little bit of a detour during a last fight. He's gonna be coming back in here as soon as we can get him back. But I don't know. It's not gonna be long for this world. XX Faxon now gonna be taking out the Oracles onto Wapachang. Still gonna be effective at keeping him from being able to stealth away any crazy shenanigans like that. And off of that kill, it could be one of the final pushes of the game. Keep in mind, Superman is pushing down that bottom lane there for GGLA. Not a whole lot to defend that, as after you lose that AD carry, the damage just is not there to back up the CC in the front line for Aware. They have a great team composition, they just all have to be alive to use it.
Yeah, and we'll see if Aware Gaming can use it or have that straight on team fight engagement, but overall, I mean, Ulam and Easy and Bunny Fufu, they've been doing their jobs. So they've been trying to get at least one single target down before an actual team fight happens. And Aware Gaming, they have to dodge out these ults. They have to dodge out these CCs. And it's really, really tough once you have, well, Easy and Ulam now at the status where they have Abyssal Scepter, like you said, for Easy, where you have the Last Whisper probably on top of Infinity Edge, probably going to be building into some CC cleanse off of that one, but overall it's going to be GGLA just trying to push in. So we'll see what will happen for this next game coming up. We do have that pause. Unfortunately, Richie Rich did disconnect mid-fight. Hopefully he'll come back soon. I wanted to say one question, I mean, referring back to the whole cast today, because I know I'm a special guest caster for today, but that last game, TBD Denial, what do you think really was that changing factor for that one, Rapid?
It was really the catch, and we actually could see something similar in this game, but in reverse. XX Faxon playing Twitch. It was really the Twitch in the last game. Flappy Bearfish caught out Robert X. Lee, 1v1'd him, took him out. The Baron and the kills to follow off of that wombo combo Bush of Death really turned the game around, and was that final deciding play in favor of Denial. Kind of happening in reverse in this game. XX Faxon getting caught out and being taken out by Ulam's Ash. It's like getting a 527 damage crit down there on my screen right now. Not really gonna let Faxon out of this one alive.
The chat room is saying, Rapid, if you see this, the game is over. So I guess GGLA won, but it's being confirmed. I'm gonna check out the admin chat as well.
That would be somewhat unfortunate if we did just see the game end. In fact, yes, it did. 8-19 is the score, so the game will just exit here. We won't actually be able to finish that one out, which is somewhat unfortunate. But off of the pause, can't really imagine too much of a different outcome. 19-8, the final score there, and it will be a somewhat anticlimactic end. As GGLA will crush on down on Aware Gaming. They will drop in the standings even further. They are going to go down to 2-7 after this, whereas Gold Gaming Los Angeles pick up their 5th win of the series, now in that 7th place pretty solidly at 5-4. Coming up on NWE, who's actually 5-3, so coming up on one of the best teams in the entire series, but that middle phase of the brackets entirely stacked. So we'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a bracket update and move into our fourth series of the night when we come back. So stick around when we do return. It's Team Tempest looking for their 2nd win of MCS, going up against Team Summon right on down there with a 3-5, looking to bring them up to the top 8, get ready for playoffs. So don't go anywhere. We're going to run a quick commercial break, and do want to give a shout out to our sponsors at iBuyPower, Razor Academy, and Fatality Gaming Gear. If you guys want to help support MCS, you can head over to mcsesports.com/tips and give us a little bit of donation for production for the casters and help support not only esports, but also the Mobafire Challenger Series. So like I said, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.